If you are in any restaurant business, or you are in hotel business, or you are in any people business, you have to read this book on Reasonable Hospitality by Will Guidara. 11 Madison Park, New York City, won the world best restaurant in 2017, not because they made the best food, but it was because they provided unreasonable hospitality. What is that? It's the remarkable power of giving people more than they expect. If they ask you what is the difference between hospitality and color, what will you say? Hospitality and service, rather. Service is black and white, hospitality is color. I repeat it again. Service is black and white, hospitality is color. What does that mean? Service is taking the right food to the right table and the guest will pay the bill and leave. Transactional. But hospitality is taking the right food to the right table and making the guests feel that feeling, feel important, feel so good about themselves. Because let's make it clear, people will forget what they ate in your restaurant, but they will never forget how you made them feel. The next point he makes, he says, always learn to praise your staff in public and criticize them in private. If you praise people in public, you empower them, they feel so good about themselves, they will go to any extra mile to make sure they prove you right. That is passion. Then, most important, the worst thing you can do is criticize them in public. If you criticize them in public, you lose them. They will never forgive you, and you take their head out of the restaurant. But that is not the work of a restaurant manager or an owner. Because when you work so hard for what you hate, it's called stress. When you work so hard for what you love, it's called passion. You have to make sure people are passionate about their job. The second thing he said, he has this rule where he said 95-5% rule. That means you spend 95% of your budget in that restaurant so frugally, so well, then the other 5% you use it to make people feel good. Like your guests, you offer them a surprise birthday. Like your staff, you offer them a surprise gift. You try to make the other 5% for generous feelings. You make people feel important. He says restaurants spend a lot of money on advert, but they forget to train their staffs who are going to interact with those guests that are going to come back. He called that penny pinch pound foolish. Rather, spend that money in training your staff who are going to interact with the guests that will make them come back and become loyal customers. Because if you take care of your staff will always take care of your business. You have to make sure you train them so well so that they'll really take care of your staff. Because your customers will forget what they ate at your restaurant, but they will never forget how you make them feel. That feeling is what builds loyalty. It's what builds loyalty. And the most important thing, the next thing he said, if a guest comes and orders a steak medium, and the kitchen prepares the exact steak medium, where even all the recipe books in the world says this medium steak has to be like this. If the guests complain, it is not the duty of the waiter or the waitress to say, but say you ordered a medium steak. Nobody wants to be corrected. People want to feel respected and feel good. That is why he says the perspective of the guest becomes your reality. It's not as if the guest is wrong or the customer is never wrong. No. Let the perspective of the guest become your reality. This and more. Please kindly read this book, Unreasonable Hospitality by Will Guidara, the remarkable power of giving people more than they expect. Please like this video, share it, subscribe to this YouTube channel. My name is Cliff. I am a motivational speaker. I read a lot of books. I come here to share these books with everybody. Leave a comment and don't forget to press that notification bell to notify you whenever I upload the next video. Love you so much. Have a wonderful day. God bless you all. Thank you.